Welcome to the call. We have a special host tonight that's with us. My name is Derek Bernard. I'm the founder of this conference call, but I do have a special co-host. Let me introduce myself again. I'm Derek Bernard. I'm a God-fearing man. I'm a father, and I'm the founder of the Fatherhood blog at VillageOfFathers.com. This call was created to celebrate fatherhood and the cultivation of men. Welcome to the AVOF Father to Father conference call, where we discuss topics that affect everyone from fathers, men, and families. And on tonight's call, we will be discussing the topics on visitation and custody issues. On the line, we have Dr. Johnathan Wilson, Jr., the founder of Fathership Foundation, which is based in Delaware and Pennsylvania. And also we have Miss Ajavon. Ajavon. I'm sorry, I mispronounced your name.
You're fine.
She have a company called DAV, a mediation consultant, which deals with custody issues and child support issues. And she can be reached at number 302-502-3845. And we will get the number out once again during this call. But once again on this call, we will be discussing visitation and custody issues when it's dealing with parents. So welcome to the call.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. I have a question for you, Mr. Bernard. Does this apparatus, the conference call, does it signal when other people come on? Is there like a little?
Yes. So when people actually come on, you're gonna hear like a beep sound.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
How many people you been having each week?
It varies. 1 week I had 3, next week I had 5. So it's 7. So it varies. I mean, I don't find out until I hang up the calls and I go back on the website and let me know everybody that called in.
Okay.
Because people get on a call and some people say silent. Some people don't say a word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How long is the call usually?
I usually keep the call like 30 to 40 minutes, and then I take the call, and then I actually edit the call, and then I repost it on the blog and also on YouTube.
Okay.
I think someone just got on.
What's going on?
State your name. Who's on the call?
Rakeem Jeter.
What's up, Rock?
Oh, welcome to the call, brother.
It's the boy Rock. That's my man. What's going on, baby?
Where you calling from?
Philly.
Oh, okay. Welcome. Are you having
introduce yourself, Rock?
I didn't hear you.
You want to introduce yourself, Rock?
Yep. Hey, what's going on? My name is Rakeem Jeter from Philly. I'm a father, so basic man.
Okay. How many do you have? Kids do you have?
I have 2.
2? Okay.
Boy and girl.
Ages?
8 and 3.
Oh, 8 and 3. Okay.
Yep.
So you got a little space. I got 2 as well. I got an 8-year-old daughter, and my son is 5 months.
Okay.
Man, I got
Yeah.
I have introduce yourself, bro. Mr. Bernard.
Huh?
Rock. Introduce yourself to Rock. You got on a little late. You might introduce everybody again. Well.
Oh, okay. So
everybody gets on.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Derek Bernard. I'm the founder of the Fatherhood blog at VillageOfFathers.com.
Okay.
And I'm the actual creator of this conference call, which I host every week on Thursdays. I usually host it at 9 p.m., but I decided to try 7 p.m. to try to do it earlier to see how it works out for me. But I'm the founder of the conference call, and I'm the founder of the blog. And we're going to be doing like a lot of things in 2019, but I'm starting my year off. And I actually started this call last month in December, just to get the ball rolling with my blog. So I won't be, inactive. things of that nature. So like this call was created to create conversation, create dialogue, to give information, to help people who may need information, people who feel they want to share stories and, things of that nature. So that's why this call was made.
One of the things that one of the reasons why I got involved, Brock, is because I think it's a really good idea, man. I was going through my feed and I follow a lot of other fatherhood initiatives and just generally positive people. And I was thinking it's like a lot of positive energy on social media. And if we could kind of like channel that, even if guys can't get on every week, if guys could get on, it's like so many. I didn't know it was that many dudes doing a lot of positive things. I remember you guys had something going on down there, Lancaster Avenue somewhere, 49th and Lancaster or something, or up there, West Philly somewhere. And it was a really good idea. You were telling me about how you guys get together every week. I think it was Monday. So my man was doing this. I was like, sometimes like, I remember I was trying to get down there at least 3 times and couldn't get down there. But I was thinking like this call, it can be productive. You know what I'm saying? Because people, they might be busy, but they can just hop on real quick. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Actually, my family, we have a prayer line, and we try to get on that joint every Sunday, every other Sunday. But some people get on, some people don't. But it's really productive as far as like what can get done. Just from communication with each other and connection. Right. And in this capacity, all the gentlemen are doing so much wonderful things. If we get together, we could be unstoppable. Even if it's giving ideas, recipes, solutions, introducing each other to resources like we're doing tonight. It could be really powerful. So just want to ask that you help us out, man. You know what I mean? Like if we a couple of guys get behind this joint, in a couple of months when we had this thing popping, and like I was telling Aja, there's something like this could be parlayed into a live broadcast every week. You know what I'm saying? And that'll be like, imagine that. All these different guys coming in, father, Village of Fathers, resources like Chess Chat, MAB Consulting. There's just so many more, so many guys doing so many things. If we could all come together, man, as a collective, man, I think it could be something super positive.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I think we could even take it a step further and make it a video conference call, and it is recorded, and it could be one step closer to your live broadcast idea, but also to make it efficient and make it guided, and we can come into it with like some steps that just some things that we want to cover or
formal format.
Yeah, more of a format to it. And I think that'll be beneficial to dudes. So we're not just making cold call, like a cold call. What's going on? So we can But no, I'm with it. I'm always with something positive, uplifting, and something targeting the youth. You say those magic words, and I'm there to see what it's about, what I can offer, and what I can take out of it.
Yeah, I think that you might have when we went live a couple of weeks ago around Thanksgiving. I think he was on Rock. I don't know if you heard Mr. Bernard's story, but that joint was inspiring. You want to go into it a little bit, Mr. Bernard? Tell me your story, man. It was like so inspirational.
I give you like a brief background of my story. Like both my parents was in prison when my mother was pregnant with me. So like my mother was in one prison, my father was in another prison. So they was like Bonnie and Clyde. They was like, they was doing like they was doing pickpocketing, credit card fraud, all that type of stuff. So they was both in prison when my mother called back home and let my family know that. And like when she gave birth, they transferred her to a different hospital, and that's where I was born. I wasn't born in the jail, but she was pregnant with me inside the jail. So when she gave birth to me, my grandparents on my father's side, they came and got custody of me, and that's who raised me. Like, and I was raised in Brooklyn, and I was raised in one of the most notorious neighborhoods. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Brownsville. Okay. And back in like the 80s and 90s, one of the worst neighborhoods. But now it's a little better, but it's still crime out there, but it's much better than it was back then. But like that's like the background of my story. And to get even further, my last name is Bernard, but the actual name Bernard comes from my mother used a jail name in jail. When she got in jail, she went under a different name, and she went under the name Bernard. And because my mother's last name is Wilson, my father's last name is Livingston. So people ask me how I get the name Bernard. I'm like, that was a jail name that my mother used. But by the time I found out it was a jail name, I was already in my 20s. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to go through all of that court processing and change the name, go through paperwork. I'll just keep the name. I'll take the name from negative and turn it into a positive. So that's like the brief of the background of my story.
Okay. And then he turned into like a real thorough father. It's a little different. My story has a little bit of similarity to yours as far as the name goes. My mom got married when she was 19. She had like 3 of us already. So she got married to this boy that was in the Air Force. He was from North Philly. He was out in San Diego. But he ended up being a child molester. You know what I'm saying? So he molested my 2 little sisters. It bothered me because I couldn't do that because I was 18. So it was one night, and I said I was going to kill him. So my dad told me we ain't got my mom yet. So I had grabbed a hammer, and he used to sleep with his head out like a certain way, and they door open. So, but he had abused me too. So he was like a giant. I remember him being just so big, and I just didn't have a heart, man. You know what I'm saying? And that affected me, my manhood, my development, and it made me into a monster because I was always trying to overcompensate for not being able to protect my sister, which was my father's job. It wasn't, why you put that on a little boy? He's 13. It almost ruined his life. You know what I'm saying? So at the time, my mom started using this guy's last name, right? For all the kids, she had 6 more kids by dude, right? So now it's 9 of us, and we all got this name. 3 of us, we don't got no Simmons blood in our body. So I went through up to my 20s with the last name Simmons and hated it. And you can see why. So when I got the chance, when I got shot the second time, I got put in a wheelchair and I had to get, disability and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't have no ID because my birth certificate didn't match what my mom was giving me. And they had messed up my Social Security card. So I did. It was like me getting my identity back because I'm a junior too. You see what I'm saying? So I went through a little bit different than you. I did go through it's a different kind of process. I went through the process of getting my name changed back to what was on my birth certificate. And it was like I got myself back. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm not Simmons. I'm not the son of a molester or abuser. You see what I'm saying? That's not me. And I always wanted to do big things. And I said, I'm going to carry this dude's name with me. Whatever I do like this is crazy. So it's like I took the opportunity to straighten my name out. You know what I'm saying? And it means a lot to me. You know what I mean? We have different scenarios, but, not from like crazy stories. You know what I mean?
Yep. So
that's one of the like. So, my trouble, the challenges I had as a child, you know what I'm saying, with the abuse. And, a lot of times with that molestation and stuff, there's collateral damages to other siblings. You see what I'm saying? So it is imperative that as fathers we be involved. Our presence is so much needed if you're just there, you know what I'm saying, or involved or interacting. The likelihood of all this molestation and nonsense drops way down because the father is there protecting and providing, not just money, but safety. You see what I'm saying? People are going to take the path of least resistance. If there's nobody there, then I'm going to try to, who are you going to rob? Somebody that's strapped or not? Who are you going to rape? Who are you going to molest? A dad that's there or not? Right, the low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit. So I think that I want to thank you guys so much for supporting me with, just little social media stuff and the things that I'm doing in the community. And also thank y'all for what y'all doing because y'all inspire me every day. Who be doing your flyers, Rod? that sex chat joint be crazy. Who be doing the graphic person?
Yeah, we got somebody. I can tag you on them, the person that does our flyers.
That's crazy. I'm actually trying to get a flyer done now, man, but I got like these flyer dudes is flimsy. I want to take this time. I know Oz, I know you coming, but Rock, you know I'm having a reception on February 2nd down at the African American History Museum in Philly.
Oh, okay.
So,
is that the 2nd of February?
Saturday night. It's gonna be like 8 to 4.
Oh, Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, as you know, it's a little celebration for. I'm doing it for my family. When I defended, I was cool, but you know, the ceremony is important and the reception is important for everybody that contributed to me. You know, finishing this journey, becoming a doctor. Like I just got my joint in April, so it's important that you know I show up for that. I got to do my thing for that, and I got a lot of nephews, and I got 11 brothers and sisters, and it's like at least. I'm the oldest, so it is at least 20. I got at least 20 little nieces and nephews that's gonna be there, and some of them got kids. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, you know, that lead by example thing going on. Yeah, man, so I definitely want you guys to be a part of that, man. Be a part of this little small celebration.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? What's up with your man? What's up with King Erner, man?
What you
gotta get with him, man. Y'all still be doing that? He still be working with you?
The last time we got together, so he about to be one of the walkies on our well, he about to sit with us for a segment or episode on the Walk in the Yard. But he be doing his own thing. So you know how it is.
Yeah.
They do their own thing. But the school year started back, so we collab here and there. He called me in on stuff. That's good. You know.
It's always good to see y'all working together, man. Y'all be doing big stuff. I mean, y'all at the community center. That was really good.
Yeah, that's what it's really all about, man. It's about collaboration and kids being able to see positive views, doing positive stuff. Like, okay, you know, sometimes our messages don't always align, or sometimes somebody might go off the deep end of something, but overall, it's like they just need to be seeing us. You know, we still
together.
We gonna have conflict. We gonna bump heads on certain things, but being able to handle those things in a respectful manner and as men is what they need to see, man. Not always having to resort to, you know, how stuff go left.
Or even just arguing. You even gotta argue. When people just see peace, it's a big thing too.
Yeah, being able to communicate. Yeah, arguing is a form of communication. It just has to make sense. You can't just be having a conflict for nothing. You're not thinking about it, or none of your points is valid or stuff like that. So I just
right. Your premise is just false. Right.
I just believe the more they see us carrying ourselves like this, I just believe we just need to be men visibly. That's basically it.
Aja.
Yes. I'm just enjoying the conversation.
Can you just give us a little bit more about your what you do, your services, so Rock can know, and also Mr. Bernard?
Sure. Thanks for having me. I'm enjoying the conversation. So I put that date on my calendar. Yeah, you guys have great stories.
Definitely going down.
So what I basically do is I'm a mediator, and I mediate in Jersey, Maryland, PA, and Delaware. And I have mediation contracts throughout the country. So what I do is I focus on fathers. My work is on focusing and educating fathers on their rights and responsibility in family court, whether it be family court in Delaware, child support court in Philly, Superior Court Family Division in Pennsylvania, New York, wherever I'm needed, that's where I'm at. But I focus on dads because I think it's important that our fathers know their rights and responsibilities. And a lot of fathers go to court thinking that the court is only for moms, which it sounds or it looks like it because fathers are not prepared, so therefore moms will get what they want. So what I do is I help fathers get prepared. I'm not an attorney. I'm a federal certified mediator. So I do federal cases, and I do local cases. So I teach fathers because I was the mediator in courts where people would come in and fathers would be lost because they were not told the truth. Mom lied to them. You know, they're giving her cash, and then she's receiving public assistance, and then the government's coming after dad. Now he's pissed. Or mom is saying you can't see your child because you haven't paid child support, which doesn't have nothing to do with either one of it. Or dad is saying, well, I don't want to get my child, or I haven't seen my child because she's holding a child, and you have every right, just as mom does, to see that child, whether you have an order or not. Or people coming up to me and saying, well, I thought that, you know, if we don't have an order, that means the state has rights over the child. That is not true. You know, so there's so many things that I, you know, get rid of, like I dismiss when it comes to false information that's been given to, especially to our black and brown fathers. So, you know, we've been doing this. I've had my own practice now for the past 5 years, and going on 6 years. We've been very successful. I tell fathers, if you follow our protocol, you will be successful in court. If you decide to listen to your boy whose case does not have nothing to do with yours, and you follow his stuff, you will not be successful. And that's the problem with our fathers. They listen to their friends, and every case is unique in itself. So you can't say, oh, he has 5 kids, and I got 5 kids. How come he's only paying $100 a month of child support? You can't do that. Every case is different. You know, because everybody goes to court, and they come out thinking that they know what's going on, and I can tell you what to do. And no, every case is different. So we help our fathers. I've had fathers, and one of the fathers, when I first started, I started helping fathers who are coming out of jail, because those are the fathers that I felt were really not given a second chance. They were really, you know, they were dealt a wrong hand. And I do a lot of information giveaway and workshops, and I say, you know, it just so happened that their circumstances are a little bit different from mine, because had I had a lifestyle like that, I probably would have tried to, survive of the fittest, do what I need to do to survive. So do you blame them for, you know what I'm saying? So you can't just hold that to them, over their head. You have to give people a second chance. So I started dealing with fathers coming out of prison, and a lot of our fathers would get jobs, we'll help them redo their resume or write their resume for the first time, just so they can have that fun. We'll help them stop their child support temporarily for 6 months until they can get on their feet, or probably extend it to a year. We've helped fathers who were incarcerated for 15 years get full custody placement of their child and, their daughters. And, we've just done it all. We've had a guy who owed $98,000 in child support, and we got his license back, and he was able to get a job, and now he's driving trucks. So, those are some of the things that we've done in the 5 years, and we've been very successful. So listening to your stories, it's touching, thinking, looking at where you came from and where you are today, which a lot of fathers out there don't hear stories like that. They hear the other stories, like we're all losers and, black men are no good. And, because that's what most women who are scorned, they will say that. I'm not the best. A lot of moms don't really like my program because I go and help the fathers, because I feel that they need help, because I'm the one that you see when you come to court before you go to the judge. So I see what's going on firsthand, and I know what you need to do in order to be successful when you go before that judge or that magistrate or that commissioner, or that child support hearing officer. You need to know what to do. Don't go blind-eyed and you get there and then you don't know what to do, you don't know what to say, and, and then you're lost. And then you're frustrated with the system, and then you think the court is only for girls, for women. So, but I say all that to say.
Already. You don't owe child support already. It's like worse. You'd be scared. They'd be scared, too. That's why I used to be my older daughter. I was scared. I couldn't even go to court because I was in arrears. And they had a warrant
because you didn't know.
And all that.
And that warrant, and that's what I, and I tell a lot of people, that warrant is just a capias. All it's saying is because you didn't pay what you were supposed to pay or you didn't show up to court, that's why we put a capias on you. But I tell people, don't be afraid of capiases, especially when it comes to child support. I'd rather you go in, turn yourself in, and get it over with, and throw yourself at the mercy of the court. What's that word you're saying, capias? Yes, it's a warrant.
Okay.
It's a warrant.
Another word for a warrant.
Yeah, so every state has a different lingo for what it is. So, you can have a warrant out for your arrest for missing child support hearing, and you go to court, you turn yourself in. Once you turn yourself in, they'll do a bail hearing, and they'll give you an arraignment. And then whatever you can pay, you pay. If you can't pay, you go on a payment plan. But it's all about you letting the judge. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been in that situation, and they held me, and I was on media, and I lost my job. You see what I'm saying? So like,
and that's
sometimes
the thing.
it's like it was dumb.
Yeah, that's the
took
problem.
a little bit of money I had and had to move. It was crazy. I was like, oh.
Yeah, and you see, that's the thing that a lot of these judges. And a lot of these judges don't know what we go through outside because they've never experienced none of that. All they're doing is going by the book. And the book is not always the right. Because when those books, and I tell people all the time, when those books and those formulas was written, they were written to keep the black man, the brown man down. Okay? I was the one that was on the formula of revamping. And I pushed for them to change the Melson formula in Delaware. And they have not changed it in over 37 years, okay?
So guys make a movement about that. That's crazy.
No,
that's crazy.
And I think that crossed a bunch of different areas of our life, like the old rules. And none of that stuff was targeted towards us. None of that stuff was beneficial towards us. In fact, a lot of it was written, and on the contrary, it was written to keep us out of different places,
to keep us
from being able to access these resources. And that's just a fact.
And that's true because if you really look at and this is what I break down the Melson formula to people in Delaware, especially the guys. If you really look at it, it's very skewed. It was when it was first developed, because we weren't taking each other to court for child support in the 70s. That wasn't even heard of. Okay, so
it was in 1996 with the Welfare Reform Act.
Yes, but the thing was, in the early 80s, Delaware, there's only 3 states that uses the Melson formula: Delaware, Maine, and Hawaii. And the Melson formula has not been changed. So they give you a credit of $1,000. $1,000 saying that's supposed to take care of your housing, your food, and your clothing. This is 2019. When I started fighting for this, it was in 2010. They have not changed it. Okay. At first,
who you need to get behind it?
This is why I was running for office.
What were those states again? One more time, please?
Delaware, Hawaii, and Maine.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Because they're not controlling for inflation, nothing. It's for 37 years.
So we need to go and deal with our legislators, because our legislators work with our judicial system where they can, because the formula was provided by the legislator and the judges. When the formula was made, that formula was actually for alimony. So when white people was going to court to get alimony, they developed the Melson formula. The Melson formula was supposed to tell them how much you're supposed to pay in alimony. And then we started getting all these things. Well, if you take them to court for child support, they got a formula now. You don't have to worry about that. He doesn't have to give you what he think he can give you. You can get what the child support calculation tells you. That's how we started getting brainwashed. And that's how we started going in. And I tell mothers, if you are pregnant or you have a child and you go and apply for assistance, put the dad's name down, apply as a family. Because when you apply as a family, they're not going to come after you for child support. That's what people don't understand. And a lot of these girls do it on purpose, because when they go to social services, our own people who are social workers tell them, if you don't put his name down, you get more money. That is not true. If you put his name there and you guys are intact, the only damage that will cause, if they might say, does he have insurance on his job? But the law states that if you are an intact family, you're entitled to food stamps, you're entitled to Medicaid, you're entitled to child care, especially if the party's incomes are low. Okay? And that's what people don't tell you the truth when you go out there. So they'll be like, I don't know who the father is. Then they go on they go on welfare. They collect welfare for 6 years. Finally, they decide that the state or the government tracks these dads down, take them to court, because they threaten her, say, if you don't give me the name, you won't get your services. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna give you the name, but she's still living with the dude. And then next thing you know, you're in court, being taken for child support.
It's just a big mess. It's a big mess.
because we're giving them the wrong information, okay? If you're intact family, whether you're living in the same house or not, that's why I tell sisters, I said, look, even if you don't like this man, you don't need to put him in the system because it's a generational curse. I've worked in there for many years. I see it. I've seen mothers and I've seen daughters who has brought their men in, and it's like a revolving door.
I think the issue that you shouldn't even. I think that what you said, you hit the nail on the head when you were like, just not getting in the system. That's what I was explaining with Mr. Bernard earlier today. Is that if I was talking what we're going to discuss on this call, and one of the things that we talked about was that just being in the system, period, is a disadvantage. And I was looking at it like, just from a scientific standpoint, if you're paying a certain amount of money, they're taking out of your check, and then you still have birthdays, Christmas, and all of that, you're really paying twice. Not that you don't mind, but you're losing. When you can just, if you weren't in the system, you'll be able to manage that money better because you might not have it some months. You'll have more freedom with the money. You see what I'm saying? So you can just do regular things without you actually. So she's getting, and then what I saw from my daughter-in-law got 3 other kids, and I got her. She's the youngest is by me. So what I saw was that, she looked at the money that she was getting for child support as an income, not like no deviousness or trying to no negative. She wasn't trying to be nothing negative at all. It's just that she looked at it as an income. She's like, all right, man, okay, that's the money should be on the card. Boom, 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 and then that in itself is dangerous because you don't want to turn yourself into a check. And then whenever somebody don't get that check, it's going to be, it don't matter what's going on. Somebody cuts some money off, it's a problem.
Yes.
So if you're like, I want to lower the amount, and she's already locked in to paying certain bills or doing certain things with the kids or whatever. So the best thing, my point is, it's like, you look at the pros and cons, it's better to not even give her start breaking her off from the door because you're going to mess yourself up in the long run. You're going to lose in the long run getting on child support. Now, what I would like for you to explain to me is I made sure my daughter was in Bancroft. I paid $6 a month, right, over there for the Montessori. You know what I'm talking about? The what's it called? Montessori at Christina, whatever.
Yep.
I paid that, and I'd already planned to do that. I already saved up for that, right? But they wanted to go after me. We ended up going to court and getting everything taken care of, but they was going after me for the purchase of care. And I was like, yo, listen. So they go after you for every single thing, even medical. Are they charging you for medical?
Yes, they'll go after you for medical, purchase of care, and
so what do they? Right. So what do they? My daughter-in-law got a cap on her check. She can't get no more cash for no kids. They got it in Delaware. She can't get no more cash, but she did. But they was trying to go after me for I think it was the medical and the purchase of care, and then I made sure that she got out of St. Michael's and went to I didn't like St. Michael's anyway, so I wanted her to go to the Montessori, and that's what I did when she turned 3. So
and you see, because the thing is, that's why I tell people, if you know you're going to do purchase of care, make sure you let them know that you guys are intact. That they would have never come after you for that. Because if she had, when she went to go fill out the application for purchase of care, and she had said you guys were intact, like an intact family, put your name down and everything, that you were not working, you would not be charged for purchase of care. But because she did not put you down as an intact family, they will come after you because they figure you're taking care of yourself elsewhere. And I tell fathers this: if you have a good communication with mom, sit down and talk to her. Purchase of care is for you to help. It's for the state to help you. However, if they feel that dad is absent because they just feel that every black man, and I hate to say this, but this is how they think, that every black man is absent, do not want to be part of their children's lives, and that is not
but I
true.
wrote about that in my I wrote about that. I did some research on that. A lot of that has come from the Moynihan report back in '65.
65.
Around the time when I think Michael Harrington's Another America, and like at that time, the public opinion was, the civil rights movement was in its prime, at its height. Kennedy had just got killed. People were thinking about poverty, thinking about civil rights, thinking about separate but equal, and undoing that legacy of Plessy versus Ferguson and all that kind of stuff. So what happens is you get Kennedy gets killed, and then you got this big push toward some of the things that really help us today. You get the Economic Opportunities Act, which gave us a head start for early child education. Then it also gave us the Title I, the Elementary and Secondary Education Act. Without those, what I found in my research was that without those two things, the achievement gap right now between 1990 and 2015, that's the data that's available, is coming back out in 2020. That they do it every 5 years. So the data available is from, I looked at 1990 to 2015. There's been a 30-point gap between black and white. 4th and 8th grade hasn't moved. Hasn't moved anywhere. So what does that tell us? It tells us that it hasn't got worse either, though. So what that tells us is that what we have is keeping us right where we're at. So that's what I made the case for the Academic Fathership Program and closing the achievement gap and all that. But out of that Moynihan report was a part of it called, that he described as the tangle of pathology, right? And that was about this, negative narrative of African American families being headed by females, being very matriarchal, and everybody took that and ran with it. So you had you had liberals and civil rights activists and social justice warriors pushing for changes in school reform and all that kind of stuff. But you also had conservatives that used the Moynihan report as a foundation for their racist culture and racist thought and racist beliefs. Yeah, the mothers, they don't, they just have all these kids, the welfare queen. It's the whole narrative. It's all racist culture that's hundreds of years old, right? It's white racist culture. So they used the Moynihan report to, like you said, to push that narrative, and big media got behind it in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and it gave you stereotypes of all shows with no fathers. Now, the problem with that was the first thing that the conservatives talk about is the lack of marriage and morals and all this kind of stuff, and they paint this ugly picture about black people and how they procreate. But the issue is that even though marriage has the rates have gone down over the years for all ethnicities,
all
races and groups and socioeconomic stratus. The issue is that even though there's a difference in marriages and that they're going, and the likelihood is going down, is that culture is in the context of culture changing and all that. The issue is because somebody has a child out of wedlock does not mean that's not synonymous with father abandonment.
And that's what they say.
They conflate that. They conflate that issue. So they flip. They don't keep the issue clear. They say, yeah, well, fatherless homes. Those numbers are not accurate. They're not valid to me. They're not reliable because the numbers and the data is not reliable. Like you just said, if there are people that are actually living in the house and not being counted at an intact family, then there you have it. How many times does that happen? So
all the time.
So the numbers of single family homes are really lower.
Yeah.
And then you conflate that with lack of marriage. And it's not lack of marriage. A child being born out of wedlock is not synonymous with father abandonment. Period.
But that's what they say. That's what they think, and that's what they do, and that's what they preach. Because they say that's why they say, oh, the African-American home has more abandoned fathers than Caucasian or Hispanic homes. I mean, yes, the numbers are a little bit out there. However, CDC just did a report, and I love the report. African-American numbers have gone up higher than have grown within the last decade than white fathers, single-father homes. Because now, it's growing. Before, it was always low. White fathers were always higher in their reports. Now, the African-American fathers have stepped up, and they're actually being counted. You know, because moms are saying, okay, look, I may have had this child without being married, but the dad is still there. Now, there are some mothers and there are some fathers that are very ill-prepared and uneducated to the fact that you're killing the black community by not being counted and by acting a fool. We know that. Mm-hmm. But that's just 1% of African-American fathers.
Right.
What about the 99%, right? They don't look at that. I deal with fathers all the time. And I just got a father, Johnathan, that he just got to water his 2-week-old baby, right? Because why didn't she just had the baby, okay? She's heavily on drugs. She doesn't even, she's going through a lot. Why can't he have the child? Why does the child have to go to foster care? We just did his paperwork. He got primary placement, joint custody, where she can help make decisions.
He's the next of kin of anything, right?
Yeah, but before, 10 years ago, not even 10, when I left family court in Delaware in 2012. 6 years ago, had it been that way, he would not have had his child. It would have gone to foster care, and then he has to fight and fight and fight and fight to get the child. Okay? So, I mean, things are different. Things are changing, but we have to be educated enough because, to tell you the truth, the white fathers and the white mothers, they're having a conversation. Let's do this. Let's talk about this. Let's have this happening. Let's have this dialogue. We need to start having that dialogue now with these women. There may be...
That's why I thank Mr. Bernard for having this this call, man. I think it can grow into something very, really positive, man.
I think it can.
Yes.
Mr. Bernard, where you at, man?
Yes, miss. I'm right here. I'm just soaking everything in what y'all saying. I do have a question for Aja. So I have a friend, right, that he went through a custody battle with his daughter's mother. So she was considered unfit to take care of the child. Take care of the two daughters at the time. And like in a court, it went from the mother to the grandmother because she was Indian, and he told me that she was underneath different laws because she was Indian, and they lived in the Indian reservation in New York. You know anything about that?
Yeah. So the thing about it is the Indian reservation, because I did some Indian cases when I worked for the federal government, they don't do courts. Their court is, first of all, they don't trust the American court system at all, whatsoever. And if by law, anything that governs you and me does not govern them in court. So he could have still gotten custody of his daughter or his child or his 2 kids, regardless of her being part of the Indian reservation or whatever, Indian culture, the Native American culture. But the thing is, it depends on New York's law. It's split because New York still has Indian Native American treaties that the court has to abide by. Their treaty overrides whatever the American court laws says. So if you have a child, or if you're Indian and you have a child by an African American or Caucasian woman, your laws are going to govern. You will have the custody of the child, not her. That's how their laws are. It's very different. But had he fought it where he can split the treaty, and that takes a while. He could afford it, but it's just that their laws, New York is different. New York, Canada, Idaho, where else did we go? Colorado. I want to say Wisconsin, but I was in Colorado when I worked for the federal government, and I did tribal mediation for them because they don't like the courts. So we did mediation for everything, for custody, for tribal land split, for workmen, what is it? What is this stuff called? Casino rights. Everything was done in mediation. Nothing did not like the court system because they feel that the court is very biased and that the court is not for them. They don't even have a court system on the reservation at all. They don't have none of that.
Okay.
So,
and and I have one more question. It's a totally different situation. So I have another friend, right?
Mhm.
He's on child support. So his kid's mother lives in Florida. So he went back there. Somehow they did what they did, and she's pregnant, like right now. What do you like? What type of advice would you give to that brother that he's already on child support by his woman, but he just impregnated her for the second time?
Okay, so are they together?
I asked him. He's saying it's complicated. He's back in New York, which I'm kind of puzzled because I'm like, why are you back in New York when you have a situation in Florida? So what should he do as a father?
When that child is born, the child support is gonna be for that child as well. But I mean, the best thing to do if they can, the thing I tell fathers,
intact thing, right?
Yeah, before you start getting your little jollies fixed, have a conversation with this woman. I'm back in your life. Get off child support. It takes one phone call, or wherever you are. If you're in Florida, it takes one piece of paper to revoke child support. You can always open it whenever you want to, but it's best to revoke it because now he's been there with her. He's paid for stuff because he ain't staying there for free. He's paid for stuff, but he's not getting credit for it on the child support.
Mm-hmm.
So stop the child support.
That's crazy how I never thought about it like that. Yeah.
And if if she's not going to stop the child support, he's going to pay all that stuff. Please put it in a money order or write a check. Do not.
So what about him? What about if he he's trying to think. So can she say she claimed it like you said, like it wasn't an intact family? Can she call and then make it an intact family? That's what I'm saying.
He has to stop the child support in order to make it an intact family, because once you stop it, you're in.
That's what I'm saying.
Family.
So, but if she getting purchase of care and getting benefits, they might not want to stop it because they're going after him. They're trying to get their money.
No, this is the thing. They're not going to do that.
If
they are an intact family, so for instance, she's getting full-blown welfare, right?
Yeah,
she's getting welfare. Yeah. He comes in. They start living together again. He's helping her out. Whatever. She lets her caseworker know he's back in my life. What do we do? Is he working? No. She'll still keep everything, but his name will be part of that. His name will be on her case. You understand? So he will not be responsible for anything. This is why. Once he moved down there, she should have gone right to them and said, "Yo, my son's or my daughter's father is here with me. He's looking for a job. What do we do?" They'll say, "Okay, put his name on the case. You can still keep everything you have going on right now. When he finds a job, you just have to get off the system."
Okay.
That's how it works.
Wow.
That's how it works. So it's all about communication. I don't care where you are in the state of in this country. Where you are, it doesn't matter. I know that for a fact because it happens with majority of my fathers when they come in and moms. It happened with me when I was married. Okay. So I moved to Delaware, didn't know nobody, was escaping my ex-husband, abusive marriage, moved to Delaware. I wasn't working. I got on the system. I wasn't on welfare, but I got purchase of care, I got food stamps, I got Medicaid. Okay? When we rebuilt and rekindled and he came back a year later, I went straight down to them and I told them, look, he's here, he's not working. They put him on my system. Till this day, he has never had to pay back. And I received all of that. I received all of that, Medicaid, purchase of care, everything, for years. Even when he got a job, they still didn't go after him.
I'm sure people don't even know about that information.
No, they don't. They don't know that. Wow. And the ones that do know that, I'm very grateful.
Well, hey, I actually got to check out. So it's nice talking to y'all. I look forward to talking to y'all guys next week.
Yes, okay. Well, man. So,
yeah, Rock, I'm going to hit you up, Rock.
All right, peace.
Yeah, so let me actually wrap this call up. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Aja, okay, tell your name and name of your company. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time pronouncing your name. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. My name is Ajavon, and I can be reached at 302-502-3845.
Okay. So, do you have any Facebook or Instagram or anything like that?
Yes. I was just about to say. So, you can follow me on Instagram. We have 2 Instagram pages. We have one that says Every Man Counts. It's on Instagram, Every Man Counts. And then DAB Mediations, MEDIATIONS. So Every Man Counts basically shows everything we do with our fathers. And then DAB Mediations talk about, our custody, child support, mediation, all that stuff we do. So, so if you go on our Instagram page, you'll find me, and then you can link me. You can link up to our Facebook pages through Instagram.
Yes, I will do. And Dr. Johnathan Wilson Jr., I want to thank you so much for tuning into this call. Like, you helped take this call to another level. And I want to thank you, brother. And I hope that we could take this call and take it to another level. And he has the Fathership Foundation, which is located in Delaware and PA. You can find him on Instagram, the Fathership Foundation. You can find him online, thefathershipfoundation.org. Do you have any other information that you want to share on here before we wrap up the call?
I just want to encourage everybody to repost our content. Always put Fathership or Fathership Movement, # Fathership Movement, # Fathership. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
You can also follow us on Facebook as well.
Okay, will do. And let me let everybody know about everybody know about my website is AVillageofFathers.com. That's AVillageofFathers.com. That's the website. You can go on YouTube or Facebook and punch in A Village of Fathers, and our stuff will come up. And you can go on Instagram. It's a.village.of.fathers. That's our Instagram name. You could contact us there and anywhere. And I want to thank everybody for this call. I want to thank all the fathers out there who may have tuned into this call, who may have stayed silent. And I want to thank the brother from Philly who tuned in. And we're going to be here next week, same time, the same number, 605-472-5530. The access code is 602318. And for those who are listening on the upload on YouTube, please like, comment, and share below, and subscribe to the channel. And I hope everyone on this call have a good, blessed night, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you.